Hello, everyone. This is Ian with the K Grant Group. Today, we're actually going to be going over the subdivision Scottsdale Estates. And naturally, it's also in Scottsdale. We're going to be covering price per square foot, what we've seen over a year, that kind of stuff. So, why don't we go ahead and jump on in? All right, why don't we go ahead and start with square footage? Well, at least price per square foot. Currently, we're sitting at $341 per square foot. This is an aggregate total for Q2 in 2021. And as of the day of this recording, which is going to be May 1st of 2021, that's where it sits. So far, it doesn't look like we're seeing any more dramatic shifts, more of a gradual increase. And we're going to discuss why that is a little bit later on in the video. But to give you an idea of how dramatic of a change that is, since the end of 2020, which was Q4, we've seen a 16% increase. And if we do a comparison for the same quarter year over year, we're looking at nearly a 30% increase. All right, and when we go ahead and look at the total number of homes sold, here when we're looking at the last 5 years historically, it has been increasing. It saw 96 total in 2020, and we are at 35 for 2021, which, if it keeps its current pace, will be either at or above what the total sales in the subdivision was for 2020. However, we do have a theory on this going forward. So why don't we go ahead and see how many properties are actually available in Scottsdale Estates currently. When we do an MLS search for the subdivision, we actually see that there's only 4 available properties, whereas before you would normally see anywhere between 10 to 18 available at any given time. So due to this scarcity, that's the main driver for why property values have skyrocketed as much as almost 30% higher than they were the year prior. Now, there actually is an interesting development when you're actually trying to search for a home, and we're going to cover that in the next slide. When you do a subdivision search on our website at kgrant.com, we actually come up with 11 available properties. Now, this is a little bit of advice to either real estate agents or even if you're operating alone and looking for your own home, is that on the MLS, due to their recent updates, they don't have a way to actually sequester every different type of subdivision that was entered, because on the MLS, they don't have a standardization of those subdivisions. It only takes the values that individual realtors put in themselves. And we have access to be able to aggregate those on our advanced search. So I would actually recommend, if you're going to do it, please come to our website if you always want to stay up to date and see all available properties, not just the ones that the MLS has attempted to standardize. They might fix this in the future, but I would recommend coming here. So as a synopsis, we are still very much in a seller's market. However, when we were looking at the first price per square foot slide between Q1 and Q2 of 2021, there was a very minor shift as far as price per square foot. So our theory at this point is that we're going to see a leveling off of home prices. I don't think that we're going to see a huge dip, but they are going to level off. Which is good news for pretty much anybody. And why are they going to level off is because the vast majority of homes that are coming on the market are also contingent on the seller actually being able to buy another home within the valley. And the more and more you see of that, the longer it's going to take for these homes to be sold, and probably going to lead to an increase of inventory. Once again, it's still going to be a seller's market for a long time unless we see mortgage rates skyrocket by a point or two. That may very well happen, but we do not think it's going to happen this year, maybe next. But anyways, that's a synopsis on Scottsdale Estates. So indeed, if you are looking to sell your home or indeed buy, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you, and we'll see you next time.